Guys, how are you? Fourth video of the day. Arsenal make Emmanuel Mbemba approach. Now, this is a big one. And I tell you, Arsenal are really pushing hard to see to it that they obviously sign another youngster. Now, this guy is very amazing there for you. So, that's what you're obviously going to be discussing in here onto what we call the Rokani Media Football. And this video that we are obviously going to be bringing it to you is brought to you by Land. It's called Think Landscaping. That is it. Think Landscaping is really a very reputable company that will design, plan, and transform your what? That will obviously help you design, plan, and transform your outdoor spaces. They can put their irrigation systems and so on and so forth. And that's why you need them. That is it. Look no further than these people because they are really that good and you will enjoy them to the fullest. So this is exactly what I'm telling you about. It's all about Think Landscaping. They've gone ahead to obviously put your outdoor design to the next level. The numbers are there. Call them and you'll thank me later. Rokani David is my name here on to what we call the Rokani Media Football. Smash the like button, comment, and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a day. Now, last summer, Arsenal went ahead to make a signing that many thought they wouldn't go in for that, or for it. But they went ahead to obviously put in a very huge shift. And that was a Mosquel. And I think by the time they brought him in, he was 20 years of age and has gone to turn 21. Now, Arsenal look like they want to go in for another, they want to go in for another talented left back and left-sided center back who goes by the names of Emmanuel Mbemba. He is 18 years of age, right? And his contract expires on the 30th of June 2026. Now, Arsenal are going in for this guy. And let me tell you, he is really one of the talents they've gone ahead to scout. And they are promising him heaven and earth. Guys, continue to subscribe to our channel to see to it that we hit the magic number of 29,300, right? And I would love to see this happen by the end of tonight. And what's the best way to reward me for today? I've gone ahead to obviously throw in more videos for you than ever before. So please do the needful and obviously subscribe to this channel, and the rest will be history in there for you. And I want to do a live stream, by the way, at around in the next 1 hour. I want to drop a live stream in there for you. Now, who went ahead to obviously drop this story? It came in through from what we call Lee Palestine. They bring you news around Paris. And they've gone ahead to let us know that Arsenal are actively pursuing PSG defender Emmanuel Mbemba with his contract expiring at this summer. The 18-year-old can play as a left back and center back. These are the guys that broke the story. Then, when they broke the story, other sources went ahead to delve deep into this. And they told us that this is BBC. They told us that Arsenal have approached PSG over the signing of highly rated defender Emmanuel Mbemba on a free transfer this summer. The compensation fee, expected to be slightly above £150,000, would be required due to the player's age and development status. The 18-year-old has been offered a new deal by PSG, but remains open to the possibility of joining a top Premier League club. Obviously, when you look at Mbemba and what he has gone ahead to do at PSG in the under-19, obviously he's really a great player. That is it. Now, Arsenal are doing exactly what they are doing on Jeremy Monga onto the deal of this guy. They're like telling him, coming through, because they're getting him on a chip. And a compensation fee, even if it's £1 million, that's an absolute bargain for the club of Arsenal. That is it. The player has been offered a new contract at PSG, but when you look at the players he's going to be versing to get into the starting 11 of PSG, he's like, no way. I cannot edge Pacho and maybe Nuno Mendes. And he's like, at Arsenal, maybe I can find myself in a position of really finding myself into the team, because when you look at the rotation of the players that Arteta's going to hate to use, I don't think that the side of PSG has even matched that level to any point. So from there, we got a story from Niza Kinsella, and you know him very well. He's one of those credible journalists that works for BBC. He told us that Arsenal make an approach to sign PSG defender Emmanuel Mbemba, who is aged 18 years of age. Free transfer this summer. PSG also offered a deal, but his contract expires at the end of the month, and he's exploring his options to leave for a training fee in excess of £150,000. Then, hand of Ozil, fly on the walls of Arsenal, has gone ahead to obviously come and tell us that Arsenal have made contact with the camp of Emmanuel Mbemba with a view to sign him this window. The under-19 PSG captain is opting to a move away, with Nuno Mendes blocking his path in France. Arsenal have laid out a pathway which involves him potentially being loaned out, mirroring the path of William Saliba. Still work to be done to secure one of France's top talents, as Arsenal also make inquiries of Elijah Upson and Sam Amisa. The data team at Arsenal are thought to be very keen on Mbemba, while Bata and Maurizio Micheli, the new head of recruitment and scouting, continues to build a youth dynasty at Arsenal to solidify a future of English champions in there for you. So, the club of Arsenal is doing all what they have to do to get in this guy. He's really talented, and they are working tooth and nail to nail this, to nail this guy. They want to bring in through this guy known as Mbemba. And when they bring him through, obviously, they would have gone ahead to seal it. Now, Arsenal are really very wise. They have lots of references that they can really give to a player like him to obviously sign for this club. Obviously, they've told him that you might not be able to get into our starting 11 right now, but we do have a well-planned pathway into the first team. We want to loan you out to a very good team, such that you get first team football. You be like William Saliba. You play for 2 seasons. By the time you turn 20, you'll obviously get into the starting 11 for the club of Arsenal. That is it. That means Arsenal knows it that at a certain point X, they won't be having Gabriel Magalhaes, or they won't be having Ricardo Carafiori and the player known as Hincapie in there for you. So they are working tooth and nail to get this deal done and dusted. Now, this plan that Arsenal is obviously laying out is really helping them, and it is intentional, because they are going in for Jeremy Monga, whose contract is running down, and they are getting him on at a cheaper price. Mbemba, the same. And remember, in the financial fair play rule, they accept you to obviously make a loss of £30 million on the academy. Now, Mbemba, when he comes in through at Arsenal, he's going to be considered as a homegrown player. That is it. And he might even excite Arteta in the preseason, and he might be like, this guy is ready to get into my team, because we've seen young players coming through and dispossess players that are really reputable. For example, Iker Casillas at Real Madrid went ahead to dispossess a very experienced goalkeeper at the age of 17, and he got in between the stitches for this. Mbemba, if he can bring in through a different, a high elite level performance, I tell you, he can get into the team of Arsenal. So we wait to see how Arsenal will obviously get into this Mbemba story, but looks like if the player has been offered a new contract and is not willing to sign it, obviously Arsenal are already in the player's head. That is it. No doubt about it. They've gone ahead to enter his head and he can no longer understand, I tell you. So that's what we're going to let you know, that Arsenal have made an Emmanuel Mbemba approach. He can play as a left back. He can play as a left-sided centre back. He's tall, energetic, strong, good on the ball, and he's one for the future for the club of Arsenal. Arsenal are really working tooth and nail to obviously see to it that they obviously get in this guy. And obviously, when we search about his attributes as a player, you know, they are telling us that he's one of the world's few gazelles on the left foot, size, power, and ball carrying, all in one compact soft body type. Somewhat reminiscent of Nuno Mendes. Make no mistake about it. He's a 50 million pound defender in there for you. So Arsenal are going to be getting him on a cheap. 150 million pounds and 150,000 pounds. No, not even £1 million, not even £500,000. That's why PSG are really fighting hard to see to it that they get in this guy. So Arsenal, by the way, in the Premier League, it's a team that went ahead to bring in Michelotti, and he's really doing lots of work. He's scouting, head of recruitment and scouting at Arsenal. He's bringing Jeremy Monga, he's bringing in Mbemba, and the beauty of all that is that he's looking from different sides of the leagues. He's not going in for England only. He's going into France. You'll see Arsenal going into Ajax. You'll see them going to Barcelona. So he's a guy who has vast experience in all what he's really doing. So we want to wait and see whether Arsenal will get this deal of Mbemba done and dusted. And if at all they do that, they would have gone ahead, obviously, go ahead and really strengthen their future. Because if you loan out Mbemba, right, and he plays 2 seasons, then he will be ready to come and compete at the club of Arsenal. Because every season he will be going, and in the preseason he will come in through. Arteta will assess him and will be like, oh my God, should we get him in or not? And the club, known as PSG, is in a weak bargaining position. That is it. They are not in a strong bargaining position, I tell you. They are really very, very, very weak. So that keeps them out of any advantage of really getting this player, I tell you. So that is it for now. Here on to what we call the Rokani Media Football. Your thoughts on Arsenal making Emmanuel Mbemba approach are welcome in the comment section below. Good player. What do you make about it? And continue to subscribe. Don't forget that we are powered by Think Landscaping. They do deal with designing, planning, and transforming your outdoor spaces. Call them on those numbers and you won't really regret. Other services are hugely described into that artwork that has been put there very, very well. Not so? So, good night. But I still have one more video, I think, to go. And hope you guys will enjoy it. But we can call it quits for now. And in 1 hour from now, I'll drop another video for you guys. Thank you very much. I love you all. And keep it Rokani Media Football.